Smart founders don't usually fail because they're unintelligent. In fact, intelligence can sometimes become part of the problem, because the smarter we are, the easier it becomes to explain away reality, to justify weak results, to protect ideas we become emotionally attached to. Most founders believe their biggest challenge is competition. It isn't. Their biggest challenge is seeing reality clearly. When most people imagine an entrepreneur, they picture someone taking risks, making decisions, building products, growing a company. But before any of those things happen, something else happens. The founder begins telling themselves a story. My product is different. Customers just don't understand. We're too early. The market isn't ready. Sometimes those stories are true. Often, they become protection, because accepting reality can be painful. Reality may tell us our pricing is wrong. Our message is unclear. Our product isn't solving the problem we thought it was. Reality doesn't attack our intelligence. It challenges our assumptions. And assumptions are surprisingly difficult to let go of. One of the strange things about self-deception is that it rarely feels dishonest. Most founders don't wake up intending to ignore reality. They genuinely believe in what they're building, and belief is necessary. Without belief, very few businesses would ever begin. But somewhere along the journey, belief quietly changes. Instead of motivating curiosity, it begins resisting correction. The founder stops asking, "What if I'm wrong?" and starts asking, "How can I prove I'm right?" That shift is almost invisible, but it changes everything. Because once our identity becomes connected to an idea, every criticism feels personal. Every objection feels unfair. Every piece of difficult feedback begins to sound like misunderstanding instead of information. The product is no longer just a product. It becomes part of who we are. And that's when learning becomes difficult. Not because reality stopped speaking, but because we stopped listening. This is where many people misunderstand intelligence. We assume intelligent people make better decisions. Sometimes they do. But intelligence also gives us more sophisticated ways to defend our own thinking. The smarter we become, the better we become at constructing explanations for why reality must be wrong. Instead of asking, "What can I learn?" we begin asking, "How can I defend what I already believe?" That is the moment learning slows down. Not because information disappeared, but because humility did. The market has no interest in our explanations. Customers don't buy intentions. They respond to value, and reality doesn't negotiate with confidence. The founders who eventually succeed aren't necessarily the ones who begin with the best ideas. They're often the ones who become the best students. They stop defending. They start observing. They replace certainty with curiosity. Instead of asking, "Why don't customers understand?" they ask, "What are customers trying to teach me?" That single question changes everything, because businesses rarely improve until founders become willing to improve first. The greatest breakthrough isn't always a better strategy. Sometimes, it's a better way of seeing. Every founder eventually faces the same choice: protect the idea or pursue the truth. One preserves the ego, the other builds the business. Reality isn't your enemy. It's your most honest mentor. The sooner we stop arguing with it, the sooner it begins teaching us.